We'll get okay, we'll get started right now. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending the webinar tonight. We'll be discussing business development and marketing strategies to help grow your small business. Okay, so we're going to get right into the presentation. This is our brief agenda, and I'm going to leave it up at the end for questions and we can kind of interact a little bit. But we have 4 main topics for tonight. First topic, what is the difference between marketing and business development? Then we'll talk about why apply a business development plan. And then we'll go into some top business development strategies. And then lastly, we'll end with how to implement a successful business development strategy. Okay, so first, what are some of the differences and similarities of a business development and a marketing strategy or a marketing plan? Our first slide tells us a little bit about marketing. And again, some of the components that might be similar to a business development. So marketing refers to any activity used to promote a company and or its products. A marketing strategy also is going to focus first on the customer and then building some type of loyalty, right? Achieving a loyalty in a relationship. Business development, however, is also an idea that wraps around all the activities and proposes and initiates ways to improve your growth and the position on your company. So some of the differences. So marketing applies to all business structures, whether it's a business to a consumer or a business to business. When we're focusing on business development, they're focusing pretty much on business to business. Okay, just some differences right there. These professionals underneath marketing focus on communication, consumer targets, overall developing and specific brand reputation. The marketing team is responsible for learning about the industry around them, creating a message and speaking that message to a specific audience, that target audience. On the other hand, business development now is focusing on creating a crucial relationship pretty much with their suppliers, their partners, through the sales techniques and useful techniques as well and strategies. Business developers use research and they also use assets from the marketing team to leverage some of their sales techniques as well. So a business to business, of course, with that journey, you have to have a more deeper relationship than the business to customer. So the business development team has to have that strong relationship. That's what they're focusing on, relationships, partnerships, as opposed to just sending out a message about your product or service that you're offering. Business development lies somewhere between marketing and sales. Okay, those were some differences. Now we'll just discuss some overlap. So it's somewhat similar, and sometimes companies use these departments interchangeably. So the sales cycle in many environments, basically, particularly with the business to business environment, is very, very complex, which means that several business development, sales, and marketing professionals are working together. They're interchanging their services and their expertise to achieve success for that business. Companies will usually have to think about the question, right? That you don't need a specific marketing developer or a specific marketing campaign or business developer, but how you're going to use the two of those services as a combination to really improve growth for your business. So we're looking at the combination of sales, marketing, and business development. So under sales, that's an opportunity for us to basically find new customers, increase your customer value. For example, if you're selling a certain product to a client, you might have some repeat sales to increase that customer value, reoccurring sales, and ensuring ongoing business profits by closing multiple deals. So if you're in the sales business and you're the sales department, that's your job, that's your role, to to close more and more business and to increase the profits for the business. Okay, then we may have your marketing team. And some of the things that they're going to do is identify who your target customer may be and develop some communications around that. They're going to focus on reaching your potential clients and then setting the journey towards a sale. So I'm just going to send some messages out there. I'm going to send some promotions, some marketing material out there, and hopefully you would actually, start to buy. And now you can get these messages and I would say notifications on your cell phone or your mobile device. Some teams or marketing strategies could be using the mobile device. You can be using, again, these promotions or sales that are going on, branding your organization as well, and then maybe even an email campaign. So I know now if you go on the internet, of course, with the search engine optimization, you're just searching for one item. A couple of minutes later, you're getting several emails bombarding you about the same thing. So just recently, I was looking for airline tickets. And so now Delta and everybody is like, hey, have you finished shopping? Like, I want to give you some more information. Here's some inexpensive flights. So now I'm being, again, they're marketing to me. They're giving me some information. They even showed me about sales. If I said I wanted to go to Georgia, now they're giving me all kinds of sales and promotions around trips to Georgia or marketing material. Then we have business development. For building on and improving and even leveraging some relationships. Again, business development is about those relationships that we already have within our business. These professionals make the most of the potential revenue that's out there. The key to success, though, in most organizations isn't deciding whether you need a marketing professional or a business development expert, but figuring out how to align both of these experts together and effectively. The two entities often need to work together to generate the best possible outcome for any successful business. Okay, why apply a business development plan? Okay, a couple of reasons why. The first is to boost sales and profitability. So, we're all here tonight to talk about and to learn more about how to boost and increase sales, your bottom line in your business. And certainly having a marketing strategy and a business development team or expert on board can help you do just that. Second, understand the customer better. So you want to get a chance to know your target audience or your customer as best as you possibly can. You want to know when and how their taste may change over time, how you need to market to them, where you need to market to them, whether they're on social media, whether you're going to do some direct campaigns in terms of mail outs, whether you're going to just do word of mouth through networking with individuals or attending events. So again, getting to know them and understanding your customer better is another reason why you want to apply a business development plan. Number 3, opportunities for expansion. So there, you may be able to expand your business offerings, again, building these strong relationships, these partnerships with other companies or other businesses. You might find out you might be able to offer another product or service. So if you're in, let's say, the language business, you might also too be able to offer another service besides maybe interpretations. You may offer classes, in a different language. So again, ways to kind of build those relationships that you may already have, and of course, try to improve and increase sales. Number 4, enhance your small business image. So image, I think, is the most important thing that's on this list as far as these 4 reasons why we want to apply a business development plan. Your company's image is like valuable to you, really. Your sales proposition, your competitive advantage, but most important, your image. Like, what does the public, what does your competitors view you as? What do your clients view you as? So that image and that brand that you're trying to create, this is very, very important when you're trying to put together a business development plan. You're thinking about the image of this business. The top business development strategies. So we're just going to talk about a few tonight, and we'll elaborate a little bit, but just to targeting them right now. So what strategy a company would use, of course, is going to rely on first their resources, right? How much resources do they have? Human resources, how much capital they have as far as their resources, how much information do they have, and research that they have already completed, the goals that they're looking to determine, and what kind of strategies they're going to set up is going to really depend on those things, right? What resources they have, what goals they want to determine from this marketing strategy. So some of the top strategies of, again, are sponsorship and advertising. The second is referrals and networking. And then we have direct mail and telemarketing. And last is the content marketing and thought leadership. Okay, so when we're looking at the four, with our thought sponsorship and advertising, traditional advertising, may not offer a lot of growth, but right now with technology, there's so many brilliant techniques that you can use and utilize in advertising and marketing. Targeting online campaigns, again, just like me, going online, Googling information about a flight, and now I'm having all of these sales and marketing material coming out at me about different flights and different airlines. Referrals and networking. So of course, referrals are one of the, I guess the most famous tools, I guess, that a company or a small company should have in their arsenal, right? It starts by keeping these good relationships going. Your existing business partners and your existing clients, you want to always go back to them. It's always a way to build more growth in your business. Usually, again, by just looking at your referrals or your past clients and asking them for referrals, or even just speaking to them about who do they know could also benefit from the professional services that you provide or from the products and services that you offer, is a great way to develop your business. The key is using new digital strategies, of course. It will increase your chances of having some referrals while also to being very, very visible. So within my business as a financial professional, I send out newsletters on I would say a quarterly basis. I also send out little articles that go through telemarketing, or sorry, direct mailing, or even email blasts as well. As far as networking, most people like to network, but it could be very, very expensive. Going to events, very costly, time consuming, pulls you away from your regular day-to-day. But most cases, it's very rewarding, and you can build your business and develop your business with going networking and being involved with networking. Okay, so I guess the cost of and the time that you might spend is really going to be more valuable to you, right? It will outweigh those downsides. Then we have direct mail and telemarketing. These are some precise strategies that can be used. Direct marketing might be very expensive, especially if you're sending it out in the mail, of course, whether your brochures or your information, it's very, very a high postage to send out, paper envelopes. Of course, like I said, you can send out an e-blast, through an email. You can even send out a text now to individuals. Whenever you're ordering anything online or you're ordering from a store, you're always getting a text message. You're getting messages always on your phone. I went to the doctor this morning. Before I left the doctor's office, I was receiving a text saying, thank you for coming to our office. And of course, looking for an evaluation to see how they can improve upon their services. And of course, they usually ask, would you refer someone to our practice? Okay. So now if you have an accurate, up-to-date list, because that's very, very important, the mailing address, the calling list, if you have the right message being sent at the right time, you can, land a lot of prospects, right? And it can help you, really develop your business and your business development strategy that way. But there's a lot of variables that are moving there, right? So you have to have that up-to-date mailing list, and you have to have that calling list as well. And it has to be the right message being sent at the right time. So I'm going to just tell you a brief story about I'm helping a friend with some telemarketing for a campaign, and this is just running for a school board. And, I'm calling and calling people on an ongoing basis to try to help him, probably make some phone calls tonight, but sending a message, making sure you have an up-to-date list. The list that I had was over 4 or 5 pages long. A lot of the numbers were outdated. The address with the mailing, mails came back. So again, you do need to have accurate information in order for this business development strategy to be very, very successful. And then, of course, updated numbers. A lot of people's phone numbers, the cell phones are not working. They're not, up to date. The person, if they have a house phone, of course, they may not even have it anymore. So a lot goes into the direct marketing and telemarketing as far as your business development strategy. And then lastly, we have content marketing and the thought leadership. And this is one of the unique areas, which is very different from what we already know. But this area helps you to create a higher visibility while basically encouraging your prospects, right, to engage with you, whether it's online in most cases, whether they're writing to you, blogging, putting some information online or some content. These contents could demonstrate that you're an expert in the area. And then when you're showing or you're explaining something about how you're an expert in the area, you want to also to explain to individuals how you solve your customers' problems. So if you're in the business to, as a financial professional, for instance, for example, my content would focus on some financial solutions for an individual, how to achieve some goals, whether it's retirement, college planning, insurance planning, estate planning, but I would have solutions as an expert in the area, and it gives you, again, more visibility. So this thought leadership is going to set you apart, and this strategy could actually work for you as well. Okay, aspects of a successful business development strategy. All right, so what does that look like? So now what we first want to do is go back to the company's vision, and just really, when you began your company, if you sat down with a business professional or you did it on your own and you have your business plan, you have your vision, what do you see this business going to look like years from now? So whether you're ready to sell it, when you're ready to retire, or just again, maybe 10 years from now, how this business would expand. So go back to the company's vision and also to the mission. Second, you want to evaluate your business and use market penetration statistics to measure how much marketing you really control. Like, how much of this market do you really control? Third, you want to define and identify your target audience as well as their changing tastes and preferences. So again, I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure that it's relevant what you're offering, how you're solving problems for your customers or your clients, the services that you're providing. Are people even needing these services anymore? I guess 2 years ago, everyone needed a mask, everyone needed hand sanitizer. Right now, I don't even think people are washing hands, right? Most people are not wearing masks anymore. So things are constantly changing, and your customer's taste is going to change, and what's relevant to them and important to them is also going to change. So try to identify that target audience and go back and do some research and see how their taste may be changing over time and what do they prefer. Also, how do they prefer to be contacted? I was emailing a client today, and they wanted to be text as opposed to email. So they told me they hardly ever check, their email at all. So now I got to think about the tastes. I got to think about their preferences. If I'm trying to stay in front of them, I need to start sending them out text messages or some sort, or instant message. Okay, number 4. Identify your competitors. I think that's very, very important. Again, we're talking about aspects of a successful business development strategy. You're trying to build your business and have a successful strategy to grow it and build relationships, but you also have to identify who are you competing with in the same space. What do they offer? What are their pricing strategies or their policies? What do their marketing campaigns look like? And the successes that they've recorded, like how successful have they been in telemarketing? How successful have they been in direct marketing campaign? How successful have they been with some thought leadership techniques where they are having a blog or they're interacting online with certain content to, to and with their potential prospects. Number 5, sorry, bring up some new and fresh ideas, right? So again, aspects of a successful business development strategy, some new ideas, fresh ideas, set most recent priorities from your evaluation. So whatever you evaluated and whatever is the priority, you want to make sure that you focus on those first, right? And number 6, assess your development plan and set some goals. So you may have a business development plan right now to implement some of the other main 4 successful tools that we just mentioned previously, but you want to look at that now, assess it, develop that plan, and then go back and set some realistic goals for your business as you move forward to grow and expand. And of course, build those strong relationships. Okay. In summary, one thing that we just need to know, business development and marketing are really separate, but then they're intertwined together, right? Ways to improve your business and the reach that you're going to have with certain marketplaces and the expansion that you want to have within your business. The focus would be on business development and also on marketing, right? These two are not the same, but they can work together and they can overlap to improve your company and help you to reach your goals, whatever that may be. And now this is a good time to actually think about your goals because we're almost through May. So if you're a business owner and you had a business plan for 2023, you might have had some business goals that you wanted to set. It's a good time now. June, in 2 weeks, we'll be at June 1st, looking at those goals, looking back on that business plan, looking back on the estimates on how many contracts you wanted to close, how much sales did you want to have this year. This is a real good time to sit back and evaluate those goals and see what you need to put in place to increase the sales, to expand on your offerings, to again, market your services in a different way. So what can you do differently to actually get a better result in your business development efforts? And so we're going to break right now, just in case anyone has any questions. I don't know, can you in the chat if there are any questions at all? Or even comments at this time. I know we've been going on for 30 minutes and I've been talking for 30 minutes. So just
Nope.
wanted to kind of open up.
There's nothing in the chat.
Nothing in the chat. Okay.
Nope.
So we do have a participant on. If you have any questions, please do, Mary. Please do ask, and we're opening the mic so that you can, share with us.
Thank you. I'm very happy and pleased to be with you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary.
I appreciate from even a very long time ago and right now, all of your hard work behind these webinars and programs. I know they're not running themselves, it's you guys. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
What I really needed to go through the COVID and post pandemic period of time. Like the world, I had quite a few conflicts. And so I was in the course with Rhonda Mako, and we arrived at January 2020. March was the shutdown.
Right.
And I participated with the Small Business Administration panel. I filed for an S Corp on March 6th, 2020. And so needless to say,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Mhm.
I was not able or in the position to be doing much with it yet. However, it's over 3 years established, so I'm happy for that.
Yes. Yay.
Right?
Great. That's great.
And I've been reviewing my business plan. And the most important part of the moment was updating or reviewing my short-term goals and my long-term goals. And that is where I see myself today as doing my best to resume where I left off, because I never stopped tutoring, and I never stopped teaching, and I never stopped trying. I just didn't have it all together. And
Right.
as I was mentioning to you, Marilyn, that I did get my first tutoring client from Italy,
Mhm.
and paid the business, Empire State Language Consultants. Um, Empire State is for New York. Language
Yes.
Consultants is because I offer different services within different languages, primarily English and Italian. But there are many different types of services I could offer. So
You
I have
started,
not. So
okay,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna ask you, have you started any marketing now that you're kind of bringing your business back to life, if you will, after the pandemic?
Well,
Have you-
I'm paying close attention because I have a lot of knowledge. I want to say this for the record. I have a master's in administration from St. John's. I have never learned more than in your program.
Mm,
I mean it.
mhm.
I
Thanks.
learned the most out of any program with you guys. I wasn't aggressively operating. I was passively
Okay,
operating because I lost some confidence over time.
okay,
And then I had a very high profile Italian contact me out of probably 1,000 options, contacted
okay.
me and asked me to begin doing English lessons.
Is this because of some of your marketing strategies and how did that person hear about you? I guess
Word
that's.
of mouth, word of mouth, really. But the referrals and networking,
Mm-hmm.
is how I obtained this this client that
Okay, awesome.
sought me out. Of course, we have mutual acquaintances for sure. It's just the first time he sought me out for language lessons, and he has um, uh, he has hundreds of professors in the United States that he does business, excuse me, work projects, but not in strong English. His English is not strong, is how I mean.
Okay,
So let's say low profile because he's a high profile person um, in a few different industries, mostly an activist, but it was word of mouth. He selected me among many options that he had. It was
nice.
my relationship building because I was the moderator 5 years ago when he did a presentation at NYU.
Okay.
I got that gig through word of mouth, but that was amazing. Probably my most prestigious in America. Um, and then we didn't really have a relationship, but we continued to. And I was
Right.
his
So
manager.
how did you stay? That's a good point. How did you stay connected with that individual? Was it just like emails every now and then? Or
Thank you for
something?
asking, because it was my hustle. Really, it was
Okay.
my hustle. But I think the visibility, I wrote this down. Content, marketing, thought leadership.
Yes.
I wrote down demonstrate expertise. And
Mhm.
part of an expertise of mine is not
Yes.
the service of the business, but it's the back behind what we're talking about at the webinar. Um, how I remained in touch. For example, he was going to be giving us a talk. Okay, he lives in Italy full time, but he'll come to America to do 1 week of public speaking at universities, like a lesson here, a lesson there. He doesn't have, he's some total of 3 hours, but it could be at very important universities with very important people.
So the services that he hired you for was from the English language?
To perfect his English, the very basic, the nitty gritty, so that he knows his level.
Right.
He knows his level of comprehension, but the simplest things like saying how it's going versus how is it going.
Right.
Okay.
English is very complex, so probably the hardest language to learn, period.
Yeah,
But
exactly. It's hard to teach if I say, does he eat breakfast or did he eat breakfast? How do you teach that? But I know how to. So
right.
I think he,
It was more like conversational English. That's what he's trying
Right.
to connect with. Mhm.
he thinks that I run a standard business. He doesn't really know me on the other side, what we're doing right now.
Mhm.
But he knows that I'm a teacher. It's true. He knows, he's seen verified examples of how I am either well known in a university community or friends. Yeah,
Right.
my attempt, this was content marketing and thought leadership. I had the thought. I am not losing these people as contacts.
So, but what are you
So,
doing? What are you starting some more content marketing and thought leadership? Are you doing that now or?
right, well, I want to give you an example of how I've maintained building the relationship for him to seek me out in 2023.
Okay.
He was going to be doing a talk somewhere in New England, in the Boston area. And I was like, he's coming to America. I'm not missing something in Massachusetts. So I got a mutual friend. We drove, saw that, to go to Boston for him and pretend like it was just, oh yeah, sure, I'll pick up and go to Boston. Oh,
Mhm.
Darlene, that was strategic.
Being right in the right place in the right time with the
Oh
right
yeah,
message. Right.
oh yeah. Immediately his agent wanted English lessons and he kind of drifted because life happened, right?
Mm.
But my client Amir, he contacted me more recently, and so I said to him, I do a lot of ESL in the local area and they don't pay what I ought to be. I know my worth, but they don't have the money, so I just still do it. But I said to him, I said, so what's your budget? Because he said he really wanted to dedicate at least the month of April because he has a lot of bookings after that. So what's your budget? He said, well, I definitely want to spend at least, like, I don't know, he said maybe 300 euro. And I said, this is what we can do. And it was like a match made in heaven. And
Okay.
he paid me last week through PayPal Business to Empire State Language Consultants. And I have a totally what's the right word? Not renaissance, I don't mean it like that, but I have reimagined
Okay.
moving forward. I've done more of the research, let's say sales, the competitors. I wrote down a bunch of the things that
You've been doing right.
right, but I found a few more things that would expand my expertise and networking. I don't know how many people are present, but Veroline and Kenya and you guys in the office, I've shared a confidential component of my life, my
So
work life.
we have other people on the call, so I don't want you to say anything confidential
Okay,
at
well,
all.
fair
Yeah.
enough. Thank you.
Mhm. I
I
don't
have
want you to do that. So I think we have some questions in the chat, but I want to make sure that I'm
Oh,
answering your question though, Mary.
okay.
Do you have a specific question? Or you just wanted to share? Because you gave a great example of how you can have these business development or these relationships that you hold on to, even past COVID, you still was able to resurrect it, if you will, because you stayed in contact with him
Right,
and you need to see how you can get in front of more people like him if he has high
right.
profile, et cetera, and the
With
right
all due,
price.
yeah, I'll finish on this. With all due respect, I have no, I have a limitation on how much I can actually earn per month. So
Right.
I want to do the best of best, but I can't consider myself of expanding into as many clients as possible. I have to keep it narrow to something like 3 to 5.
So did you sit down for the year, or even like for the next 6 months to really plan like a strategy on what's your limits, like what's the maximum you want to make in sales and how to get there?
That is exactly why I'm present.
Okay.
That's
So
why I'm present.
we'll probably definitely, I'll email you from the chat and then we could probably schedule a meeting to do a one-on-one to kind of get you back started. in
Fantastic.
Expanding your business and continue to grow sales.
Fantastic. I would love it. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. I think there's two, Kenya, I'm not sure if you're there, or Jay, there's two messages in the chat. Let me just
No,
see if there's a
those were
question.
not pertaining to the presentation.
Oh, okay. I'm
Okay.
sorry. So we do have some more people on the call. And I have Tina is raising her hand. Thank you, Tina. Kenya, am I controlling this? Sorry about this.
She's free to talk.
Oh, you're free to talk. I'm sorry.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you a question because the business development, I've been using bear with me 1 second. Let me come back.
Tina?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't see
Give-
anything in the chat.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute, okay?
Oh, okay, no problem. So while we're waiting for Tina to come back, I'm not sure if anyone else has any questions. I don't want to miss out on questions if anyone else is on the call and have any, we just maybe even want to share any comments. It doesn't have to be a question.
I have a question for you.
Oh, yes, Mary.
We're looking at top strategies, business development, and you listed 4, and I see the explanations. Do you have recommendations for what you think are the better ones to start with? Is there an order in which you think are better to?
Well, I think one of the most important things that we were saying, like, which strategy to use is going to really be relevant, like your budget, what you have as far as resources, expertise, whether it's your information, resources, the capital that you have, the human resources, right? You might not be able to do
Those are
some.
the strategies that I see in front of me. Sponsoring and sponsorship, advertising,
Right, so
referrals and
out of the
networking.
ones there, right, it depends on your budget, right? And then really what you're trying to accomplish.
Okay,
Budget is it, because again, it can be very expensive, as I mentioned, with the direct marketing, mailing out, information, direct mail. Telemarketing, again, if you don't have the accurate list and, it may cost you a lot of time and effort to get through that to business develop, but it is a strategy that you can use.
Mhm.
Right? The networking that could cost a lot of money that people don't have off the top of their, out of their sales and
Mhm.
marketing budget. So it depends on budgeting. That's going to really be the first
Start-
place to go.
Start with budgeting.
But with online, right? So we can, cut through the chase. You don't have to do things the old way, which is the direct marketing and the telemarketing. You can just, again, use technology. It could be social media. It could be any other online technique to market and, penetrate the market that you're trying to go after, your target audience rather, that you're trying to go after.
Mhm.
Do you,
Great, thank you.
I think you have social media, right? You already have that.
I
Or you-
do. I have a weak but present page for Empire State Language Consultants.
Okay. All right.
It's decent. It's decent. It's more of a visual. There are many photos of the things I do.
Okay.
Very few words.
Okay. Look at that a little bit. We can look at that and kind of critique that when we're on a one-on-one consult. Tina, your hand is still up, but I think you might have had to step away for something else.
No. I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Yes.
The one thing I wanted to do is I normally use email and telemarketing. That's what I always use. And I'm looking at what you're looking with business and development. I'm
Mhm.
wondering if I should use any of these. Also, I
What
use
type of business do you have, Tina? I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. What type of business do you have?
I have lotion, just lotion. But it's like really good lotion.
So you're making, is this organic lotion or?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And so I use LinkedIn and Facebook. And I do that because the people that use it, that's where I would need them from. I can't use everybody. Those are the places that I go, at least for now. And as I'm looking to what you have right here, I'm
Mhm.
wondering if I should use those.
Yeah, I mean, because what the cheapest way to go in, obviously, if you're looking at the referrals, look at your existing book of business. I don't know, have you been in contact with your book of business? Like, do you have like a database that you can actually go to, like your A clients, B clients, C clients? Have you actually sit down and kind of like separate them, really? Put them in certain categories so that you can know if it's one of your top clients, I'll just say that. Someone that reoccurs, always buys your lotion or buys in bulk. You might be trying to get in contact with them a little bit more. And then the other side of that is the business to business versus business to consumer. So are you selling to other businesses or you're just selling to individual consumers?
I'm selling to businesses.
Okay, so you're selling to businesses right now. So you have a business to business relationship. So that, again, when we go back to, let me see if my clicker wants to click with me. Sorry. When we go back to the techniques of the business development is going back here. So that journey or building those relationships for business to business, it takes a little bit longer, requires a little bit of a deeper relationship than it would for you just dealing with an individual customer. So maybe it's about some other repeat touches throughout the year or the month with those past business customers. I don't know, are you touching them? When I say touching, I mean, like, are you sending out emails monthly, quarterly? Are you calling them? How are you reaching them? Like, how often are you reaching them right now?
I'm reaching them monthly.
Okay.
I'm always sending them something monthly. And then also some of them I call like every 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so when you're calling them, what is the conversation about? How are you building that relationship or making it a more deeper relationship when you're online with them or on the phone?
I'm talking to them about the bear with me. I'm sorry. I have I forgot what it is because I just had you just happened to catch me right now. That's why I had to say, hold on 1 second. I have a I forgot what it was. I can't speak right now.
Okay.
And then I have to come back to you as soon as it's over with.
Okay. So you're in the middle of something right now?
No, that's not it. It's see, you see how I'm saying I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Can you speak to somebody else and then I'll come back
Okay.
and talk to you?
All right. No problem. Is there anybody else on the line that has any other questions? Or again, it could be comments or just want to share with us maybe some business development strategies that they may be implementing that's not here, right? Something else that might be working.
I'm inspired by business to business selling journey requires deeper relationship. I'm inspired by that
Okay. All right. So why does that inspire you?
because my goal, the clientele I would like, what do you call that? I'm sorry.
Yes,
My,
your target audience.
thank you. My target audience. Yes.
Is it going
Target
to be
audience,
consumers or businesses?
both
Okay.
business to business and business to consumer.
Consumer. Okay.
And because I have my goal is to obtain clients from major, mostly northern Italy, but major industrial companies who need their employees to learn English. That would be business to business, but
Okay.
also within a different framework, business to consumers. Now, the journey requires deeper relationships, business to business. I had a Italian exchange student when I was in middle school, and
Okay.
we still act like brother and sister. And he and his family own 3 corporations, a marble factory, a meat and salome, and they're in northern Italy. And I'm going to tap him. He doesn't know this yet,
Okay.
but I'm going to be tapping him for potential clientele, whether it's business to business or business to consumer. It might be one of my starting points. And I said, I'm inspired because the business to business said the journey requires deeper relationships. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna
So
start
that's
with
all
one of
about relationship. That business development is all about relationship, not necessarily selling your items and your products, but building crucial relationships. And so you might even want to think about one person that you already have that came to mind that have several businesses, or they know family
Mhm.
members that have several businesses.
Mhm.
Who in your contact, who in your world of worlds that you can just get in contact with right now that you already have somewhat of a relationship. And I want to say, it's like a warm relationship, a
Yeah.
warm call. When you get ready to call them, it's not like a stranger where it's a cold call.
Mhm.
You kind of know them already, you kind of interacted with them already, but you're just reaching out again and saying, hey, and again, trying to build some type of other relationship with your
Mhm.
business. Maybe
Yeah,
it's something that you can offer them to help them, right? You can not just
right.
be calling all the time, they'll be looking for something, but how can you help this organization? How could you use your services, and how could you partner together?
Yeah, I have the adjustments that I am making within my business plan, and one of them involved that, but I am inspired by what I just read. I have a
Mhm.
very deep relationship that I would hope could only open other doors to relationships.
And then when you think about all of the deep relationships you already have,
Mm.
again, with
Yeah,
individuals, right? It could be individuals, they may know, and they would know a business owner that you might be able to
right.
tap into that resource as well.
My target area is Northern Italy. I love the South personally, but not for business.
Okay. All right. So we're only talking about business tonight, not any
Yes,
personal.
no, exactly. Because
So
up
that.
up north it's business, down south it's black market. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Absolutely.
hitting. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tina, I'm not sure if you're still there or not. Just for the time's sake, it's now 7:50. And
No, I'm here. I'm
okay,
here.
yes, okay. So we want to make
Just
sure we answer your questions or just be able to share with you as well. Are you able to
definitely,
get back
definitely.
on?
I apologize. I have a seizure disorder, and every now and then it will affect what I'm speaking, what I'm talking about. So that's
Okay.
why I was like
Oh,
trying to speak and I couldn't.
are you
So
okay?
yeah, I'm fine. It's just mine is just speaking. It just affects my speeches, and
Okay.
it lasts for like maybe 5-10 minutes, and then it goes away. So I'm back to normal. And what I was telling you is that I do email and telemarketing. The product that I have is aloe vera, a really strong aloe vera. And so that's what I'm selling right now. That's just that's the only product I have right now that I want to sell. But that's because there's about 70 or 80% aloe vera. And it's just a lotion that I send, but it's
Okay.
really, really, really good. And so right now I sell it to LinkedIn and uh, uh, Facebook, Facebook, because those are the people who sell the products. And then I want to sell it to Walmart. I want to be on Walmart. I want to be um on the other. There's another big one
You
too.
want to be on the shelf,
Walmart. Yeah,
be on shelf
Walmart.
space.
Right, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. So that's what I'm trying to do. And so I don't mind selling to individual people, but I
Right,
really would rather sell, to bigger companies and bigger.
right. So how are you marketing to that target audience, not the individuals? Is all your marketing efforts and material, does it talk about how you solve the problem for a business client? Because really, that's what you need to kind of have in place, like how are you solving it for the business client, not just the individual?
Exactly. I go to, and I'll use Walmart, for example. I'll go to Walmart and I'll send the emails and information to the people who only handle lotions, let's say. Because,
Okay,
they have different ones. I just go to the people who just send lotion. Same thing with Target. I do that just to those. And I'm building rapport with them and I'm constantly sending them information. And then I even want to send them stuff, but I also want to be careful. I don't want to just send stuff to be sending it. So
right,
that's what I'm doing.
right. Are you so you're making the actual lotion or no?
No, I'm not making the actual lotion. I have a company who's making it for me, but
Okay,
I also get to get it for a small amount of money. So I can then, make a little money and then send it to Walmart, Target, things like that.
okay, got it, got it. So right now, when you said you're talking to some of the individuals like every other week, maybe, right? Twice a week. So
Yeah.
so I think you were not feeling well when you were trying to tell us what are those conversations about? Like, how are you getting into deeper relationships with them, with that business to business relationship that you're trying to foster? What are those conversations about? Like, how do they?
I'm trying to build a rapport with them where I just stay in touch with them on a regular basis.
Mhm.
Um, I want to find out, how I can be the one that they use. And I always use the fact that I'm using aloe vera, which is like 80% aloe vera when nobody else has that, where other companies do like have 50% aloe vera, maybe 60%, but mine is very pure. And so the ones who say, let me have that. So let me see what you have. Then I
Right,
can send them. I don't send them to everybody, but the people who I'm building a good rapport in, that's where
right.
I'll send them something to try.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
And so are you sending anything like any other content online? Again, it could go back to that thought leadership that you're, trying to share information just to be visible, have your business visible.
I'm
'Cause you're
working
calling-
on that right now. I'm working on building a website that
Right.
they can go to, and then also I'm pulling out information that they can read and be educated on it as well. Because aloe vera has been around forever, and so that's one thing I'm trying to make sure that everyone understands.
So that with the thought leadership, could you be a leader or sorry, could you be like a expert in this area where you might
Absolutely.
have where you might be able to engage to educate, whether it's a blog or some other written content that you can send to them as the expert, so that these business clients can actually, read it, or potential business clients can read the information and see the value in the services that you provide and that you are an expert in this industry.
Absolutely. One of the score people that I have, she gave me this information from London, and so they have all sorts of information about aloe vera. And so I'm
Hmm.
taking that information and using it for my website so that I can take and share it with everybody else.
So what about, so that visibility that you're creating right now, what is your brand? How would you describe your brand? Because you're also
That
too branding yourself, right? You want to
right.
be known for the what in the lotion or the skincare industry? What do you want to be known for? What's your brand all about?
I want it to be known about one, aloe vera based, two, that it's organic,
Okay.
um,
Is it
three,
is it highly priced, moderately priced?
it's middle. It's middle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's middle. And I'm not selling a great big bottle of it like you would see at the supermarket. I'm not supermarkets, like at Walmart or
Walmart,
um
right? I was gonna say Walmart.
right, right. No,
It's not, it's
mine,
a small, how many ounces?
yeah, it's gonna be anywhere from 8 to 12 ounces.
Okay.
But it's also good. I mean, it's also really good. It feels fantastic on your skin. I've the manufacturer, he has put a little bit of scent on it, and I want him to pull that scent back.
Right,
Now, one of the things that would work is, you know what, the different markets, for example, the black, brown, Asian, they would be fine. They have no problem with the scent. But I want to sell it to everybody. So
right,
I have to pull that scent back. You know what I mean?
right. Again, it's about your brand, right? You're trying to be
Right.
more, this is an organic product, so fragrances and other non-organic chemicals, it's not gonna really work for your product and your brand, just
Exactly.
doesn't sound like.
Exactly.
I think that's great. I think you're doing a great job because like you said, you're talking to them twice a month. I mean, that's pretty visible, right? They're pretty much on the phone with you. Maybe you stay on the phone with them like a couple of minutes. You're just kind of letting them know, hey, if you need anything, I'm here. Is that what the conversation is all about?
The conversation is, how are things going? You get a lot of different products, but then I start talking about how mine is organic. It's also aloe vera. The aloe vera has been around forever. It's not It's not the stuff that's out here now
Right,
that's got a bunch of different chemicals in it. This is just aloe vera. So when you say stuff like that to them, they're like, really? Well, you know what? You're right. I would like to, I would like to try it. So I do have my manufacturer who has some for me that I'll send out for someone
oh,
to
some
try.
samples, yes,
Right,
because that's
but
something that you
only,
can try.
yeah, only with the people that I feel comfortable. I'm not just sending it out to everybody. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. And you don't want to lose a lot of money just sending out things too, because remember,
Exactly,
that's almost like the
exactly.
direct mailing, so sending out items as well.
Right.
Yeah, so I think with the combination, in your situation, that thought leadership might be kind of relevant and something different than right now you're doing direct calls, not necessarily telemarketing, but you're doing direct calls to those individuals that you know. You have a soft call, a warm call. You already know these people. It's not like they don't know you, correct?
That's correct. That's
Okay.
correct. And then I do emails. I'll do emails out to people too. And then
Mhm.
sometimes they respond. And the ones who respond, I try to build a rapport with them as well. It doesn't always happen right away with the emails, but I do get people who respond.
How about promotions? Are you having any, again, promotions that you're sending out, any advertisements about special promotions for those first orders for business owners or something that'll bring them in for the first sale so they can see how great the product is?
That is the next thing that I'm going to be working on is a promotion. Now, the
Mhm.
people who I speak to like every couple of months, every 2 weeks.
Twice a month.
Right. They have got samples. They do have samples.
Right.
So they know it. I want them to, if you know of somebody else, by all means, let me know. And I
Mhm.
use LinkedIn because LinkedIn, that's where all of them,
You can
are.
see, right,
So
right,
I use them to get more. And I just send a lot of information out and then people will respond.
right. And again, like this, we have the sponsorship and the advertisement. Being more creative online is and those techniques online are gonna get the results. The traditional way of sponsorship or advertisements may get some results, but the online is really where you're gonna get it. And then the other side of that is knowing your target audience, right? Who is actually buying this, whether it's for what type of business. Again, large companies, small companies, I don't know who these people you're talking to are. They're working for someone or they're actually the business owner that can make the decisions. Are they in the sales department, what department they are. So maybe just, again, going through your database and really segmenting your current client base and seeing again, who are those repeat clients and how do you want to continue to stay engaged with them? And the ones that you really, maybe like they're your B client, not necessarily the A client, but you need to make them an A or you like to make them an A. So maybe there's more business that you just left on the table, but somehow or another, you're not able to reach them and see what else. But you're only selling the one product. That's in the one size
For now.
for
Yeah,
now?
for now.
Okay. Okay. I mean, how long have you been, was your business incorporated or is it incorporated or you have an LLC?
It started in, bear with me 1 second. I want to say, October of last
October.
year.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. I set everything up and then I started, doing all the research and just everything. And then all of a sudden things kind of slowed down a little bit. And,
Right.
I picked it up and just did everything I could do.
Wow. Wow. Well, I commend you both for attending tonight, and two ladies, and definitely revisiting your business and your business plans. Certainly, I think Kenya, if you can put the office number in the chat in case someone doesn't have it. I know Mary does have it.
Sure.
Tina, were you in the class or any of our classes before?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I try to go to quite a few of them. I think I've missed maybe one or two, but I'm usually, paying attention to everything.
Were you in the 60-hour course or no?
No, I don't think that one. What was the 60-hour course about?
Oh, okay. So the 60-hour course we usually offer in the spring and the fall, but it's basically
Oh,
a whole, do you have a business plan? Did you establish a business plan or you have not?
I do have a business plan that I did last year, but you know what? When I tried to get into that class that you were just talking
Oh,
about,
okay.
it
Was
was too
slow.
late. Yeah, it was
Okay.
too late. Yeah.
Well, we still do, I am one of the business consultants, and we have a few business consultants that, sit down and do one-on-one consults with individuals that could be in business already or looking to start a business or have a business idea and really haven't started at all yet. But even if you didn't make the class, you can definitely speak to Jennifer or Kenya in the office to schedule some business consulting hours. That would be
Okay.
fine.
Excellent,
Mm,
excellent. I'd love to do that.
And I don't know, Kenya has, if everyone can see in the chat, she did put the office number and the email where you can just email and then we can talk more with you offline. And there's other courses that we offer for women in business and minority certification. So there's a lot of other things that we can try to help clients expand their businesses. And we thank you all for attending tonight, even if you didn't comment or had a question.
Will we get a copy of this, what you're doing right now?
So it is on our Facebook and YouTube. And I
Okay.
think we can, I don't know if we can put that in the chat. Kenya? Are you there,
I'm
Kenya?
here. Do you want to put the links in the chat?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a
Okay, so
moment.
Kenya is going to put the links in, and then, you can go back and you can look at, there's several other presentations that we have, so you can see some of the other ones. Upcoming for June, we'll be talking more about financial profits, your goals, and a little bit more on financial literacy. That's going to be the next presentation in June. And I believe the date is, yikes, June 15th, I want to say. Sorry about that. Hold on, just look at the date. And it'll be the same time at 7. Yes, 7 o'clock on June 15th. Please join us if you can for another roundtable discussion on financial literacy and, again, profits for your business for 2023. Although, again, we're halfway through. Certainly it's a good time to kind of see, where you are for the last 5 months and where you want to be for the next, for the months for the end of the year, for the next 7 months. Okay, I think it's in the chat. Oh, no, wait. Kenya, I'm trying to see if it's in there. And that's just the email. Okay. All right, I'm trying to see if.
I typed a comment.
It's in there, Kenya?
I said I typed a comment
Oh, okay.
to Tina.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's
Oh.
online, it's online and
It
in
should be in
person.
now.
Okay, there it is. For any other participants that would like to, again, share and see some of the other workshops and the webinars that we've actually had in the past, definitely feel free to do so. But hopefully we can see you all next month to attend the June 15th webinar. And have a great evening. It's around 8:08. I don't want to hold any longer, but thank you again for attending.
Thank you, Marilyn.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Yes, and please do call the office so we can schedule some time.
Excellent.
All righty.
Cannot wait. Okay. Have a great night.
All right.
Have
Have a good
Tia,
night.
thank you, Tia, for